Senate will come to order. Mr. Schaffler, please call the roll.
Senators Amabile, Baisley, Ball, Bridges, Bright, Carson, Catlin, Cutter.
She's coming.
Danielson, Doherty, Exum, Frizzell, Gonzalez, Henriksen, Jaquez Lewis,
Excused.
Judah, Kip, Kirkmeyer, Kolker, Liston, Lundeen, Marchman,
Excused.
Michelson Genet, Mullica, Pelton B, Pelton R, Rich, Roberts, Rodriguez, Simpson,
We can be done. That is correct.
Snyder, Sullivan, Wiseman, Winter. Mr. President.
Let's do this. The morning roll call is 33 present, 0 absent, 2 excused. We have a quorum. Senator,
It went to.
you okay?
It went to the current roll call for some reason. I am on it now.
Senatorial 5. Mr. Schaffler, please add Senator Marchman to the roll. All right. Morning roll call is 34 present, 0 absent, and 1 excused. We have a quorum. Senator Doherty, would you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Colleagues, please follow me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the United States of America
And to the republic for which it stands,
one nation under God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Approval of the journal. Senator Liston. God help us.
Thank you for the blessing, Mr. President. Before I read the journal, Mr. President, at last my approval of the journal is finally done. Writing these pithy limericks has given me much fun. Trying to be cute and funny, thanks to the President, has cost me much money. Now I know you will miss these as I ride off into the sun. And with that, Mr. President, I move that the Senate Journal of January 30th, 2025 be approved as corrected by the Secretary. Thank you, Mr.
Members,
President.
you've heard the motion, and I don't know how you all feel, but I guess we'll find out soon. All those in favor say aye. It's not bad. It's better than yesterday. All those opposed, no. That's actually better than yesterday, too. But the ayes have it, and the motion is adopted. Before we go on to any other work, members, I see that we have a few former senators in the building. Please help me welcome the Honorable Andy Kerr and Rachel Zinzinger. And I also see that we have other elected officials and county commissioners. Can you please stand and be recognized? Thank you all for joining us. We appreciate y'all being here. Senate Services.
Correctly revised House Joint Resolution 1006 and 1007.
Committee reports.
Committee on Local Government and Housing, after consideration on the merits, the committee recommends the following. Senate Bill 23 be referred to the Committee of the Whole with favorable recommendation and with a recommendation that it be placed on the consent calendar. Committee on Local Government and Housing, after consideration on the merits, the committee recommends the following. Senate Bill 6 be amended as follows, and so amended be referred to the Committee of the Whole with favorable recommendation. Committee on Agriculture and Natural Resources, after consideration on the merits, the committee recommends the following. Senate Bill 21 be postponed indefinitely. Committee on Agricultural and Natural Resources, after consideration on the merits, the committee recommends the following. Senate Bill 38 be amended as follows, and as so amended be referred to the Committee of the Whole with favorable recommendation. Committee on Agriculture and Natural Resources, after consideration on the merits, the committee recommends the following. Senate Bill 39 be referred to the Committee of the Whole with favorable recommendation. Committee on State Veterans and Military Affairs, after consideration on the merits, the committee recommends the following. Senate Bill 14 be referred to the Committee of the Whole with favorable recommendation. Committee on Health and Human Services, after consideration on the merits, the committee recommends the following. House Bill 1022 be referred to the Committee of the Whole with favorable recommendation and with the recommendation that it be placed on the consent calendar. Committee on Health and Human Services, after consideration on the merits, the committee recommends the following. Senate Bill 55 be referred to the Committee of the Whole with favorable recommendation. Committee on Health and Human Services, after consideration on the merits, the committee recommends the following. Senate Bill 45 be amended as follows, and as so amended, be referred to the Committee on Appropriations with favorable recommendation.
Good. General orders, second reading of bills, consent calendar. Senator Henriksen.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the Senate resolve itself into the Committee of the Whole for consideration of general order, second reading of bills, consent calendar.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The motion is adopted. The Senate will resolve itself in Committee of the Whole for consideration of general order, second reading of bills, consent calendar, and Senator Henriksen will take the chair.
The committee will come to order and the coat rule is relaxed. Will the clerk please read the titles to all of the bills on the general order, second reading of bills, consent calendar?
Senate Bill 46 by Senator Bridges and Representative Taggart concerning local government sales or use tax investigations and in connection therewith establishing uniform confidentiality standards for the protection of taxpayer information. Senate Bill 19 by Senators Rich and Snyder and Representatives Marshall and Soper concerning the modernization of the state plane coordinate system.
Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move for the adoption of all the bills on the consent calendar and the associated committee reports, which includes Senate Bill 46 and the Finance Committee report and Senate Bill 19.
Is there any discussion on the committee reports? Seeing none, the motion is the adoption of the committee reports for all of the bills on the general order, second reading of bills, consent calendar. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The committee reports are adopted. Discussion on any of the bills on the general order, second reading of bills, consent calendar. Seeing none, the motion is the adoption of all the bills on the general order, second reading of bills, consent calendar. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bills are adopted. Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move the committee rise and report.
The motion is for the committee to rise and report. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, no. The aye has it, and the committee will rise and report.
Senate will come to order. Senator Henriksen.
Thank you, Mr. President. The committee has met and had a couple of bills under consideration. Mr. Schaffler, will you please read the report?
January 31st, 2025. Mr. President, your committee of the whole begs leave to report it has under consideration the following attached bills, being the second reading thereof, and makes the following recommendations thereon. Senate Bill 46 as amended, Senate Bill 19 passed on second reading and ordered engrossed and placed on the calendar for third reading and final passage.
Senator Henriksen.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the report.
The motion is the adoption of the committee of the whole report. Are there any no votes? With a vote of 34 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, and 1 excused, the committee of the whole report is adopted. Senate Bill 25046 as amended, Senate Bill 25019 passed on second reading and ordered engrossed and placed on the calendar for third reading and final passage. General orders. Second reading of bills. Senator Henriksen.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the Senate resolve itself in the committee of the whole for consideration of general orders, second reading of bills.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. What? The ayes have it, and the motion is adopted. The Senate will resolve itself in the committee of the whole for consideration of general orders, second reading of bills, and Senator Henriksen will take the chair.
The committee will come to order and the coat rule is relaxed. Mr. Majority Leader. Oh, Mr. Schaffler, will you please read the title to Senate Bill
16.
60?
Senate Bill 16 by Senator Snyder and Representative Basnaker concerning updating the framework governing escrow disbursements for real estate transactions.
Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move the committee lay over Senate Bill 16 until Monday, February 3rd.
The motion is to lay over Senate Bill 16 until Monday, February 3rd. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and Senate Bill 16 is laid over till Monday, February 3rd. Mr. Schaffler, will you please read the title to Senate Bill 3?
Senate Bill 3 by Senators Sullivan and Gonzalez and Representatives Basnaker and Froelich concerning prohibited activity involving semi-automatic firearms and in connection therewith, prohibiting the manufacture, distribution, transfer, sale, and purchase of specified semi-automatic firearms and classifying a device that increases the rate of fire of semi-automatic firearm as a dangerous weapon.
Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move to lay over Senate Bill 3 until Friday, February 7th.
The motion is to lay over Senate Bill 3 until Friday, February 7th. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and Senate Bill 3 is laid over until Friday, February 7th. Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move the committee rise and report.
The motion is for the committee to rise and report. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The committee will rise and report.
Senate will come to order. Senator Henriksen.
Thank you, Mr. President. The committee has met and had a couple of bills under consideration. Mr. Schaffler, would you please read the report?
January 31st, 2025. Mr. President, your committee of the whole begs leave to report it has had under consideration the following attached bills, being the second reading thereof, and makes the following recommendations thereon. Senate Bill 16 laid over until February 3rd, 2025, and retaining its place on the calendar. Senate Bill 3 laid over until February 7th, 2025, and retaining its place on the calendar.
Senator Henriksen.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for the adoption of the report.
The motion is the adoption of the committee of the whole report. Are there any no votes? With a vote of 34 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, and 1 excused, the committee of the whole report is adopted. Senate Bill 25016 laid over until 2/3/2025, retaining its place on the calendar. Senate Bill 25003 laid over until 2/7/2025, and retaining its place on the calendar. Consideration of resolutions. Mr. Schaffler, please read the title of SR 004.
Senate Resolution 004 by Senator Judah concerning the commemoration of World Hijab Day.
Senator Judah.
Thank you, Mr. President. I ask that it be read at length. I got to move the resolution first time. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President. I move SR 004.
That's a proper motion, and Mr. Schaffler, it's been asked. Will the clerk please read SR 004 at length?
Whereas the hijab is a traditional veil that covers a woman's hair and chest has been very important to the history of Islam and is meant to promote dignity and respect for women while maintaining modesty and respect for religious faith. And whereas the World Hijab Day encourages women of different cultures who do not normally wear the hijab to experience wearing one for the day, and its purpose is to encourage religious tolerance, cultural understanding, and international solidarity. And whereas since its inception, women from all over the world have participated in World Hijab Day, and to combat prejudice, leaders in the American Muslim community are working tirelessly to show that wearing the hijab is a choice, a freedom, and a blessing. And whereas wearing the hijab educates our fellow citizens about Islam in ways that are relevant and meaningful, and whereas the Colorado Senate honors the important events that remind us of the rich and diverse heritage of our great state and celebrates America's greatest strength of embracing our different faiths and allowing our members to express themselves freely while encouraging greater religious tolerance and understanding in our communities. Now, therefore be it resolved by the Senate of the 75th General Assembly of the State of Colorado that we, the members of the Colorado Senate, hereby recognize Saturday, February 1st, 2025 as World Hijab Day.
Any discussion? Senator Judah.
Thank you, Mr. President, and thank you all. Please be seated. That really means a lot. Thank you. So tomorrow is actually World Hijab Day, and we celebrate the right of women to choose without fear, without judgment, and without barriers. The hijab is more than just a piece of fabric. It is a reflection of faith, identity, and self-determination. For some, it is an act of devotion, and for others, it is a declaration of empowerment. But for all, it should be a choice, one that is respected and protected. As you all know, I don't wear the hijab full time, but one day I would like to, and it will be my choice. As lawmakers, we reaffirm our commitment to religious freedom, women's rights, and the dignity of all people. We challenge discrimination, reject stereotypes, and remind the world that no woman should have to defend the way she chooses to exist. To those who wear the hijab, you are seen, you are valued, and you do belong. And to all those who stand in justice and equity, keep raising your voices. May we continue to build a world where choice is honored and every woman is free to be exactly who she is. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Judah. Any further discussion on SR 004? Seeing none, the motion is the adoption of SR 004. Are there any no votes? Oh. Senator Judah.
Thank you, Mr. President. I recommend that roll call be added as co-sponsors.
Before we do co-sponsors, let's take a vote on the motion of the adoption of SR 004. I have a script in front of me.
Everyone, it's my first
You're doing great.
time
You're doing great.
in
You're
the
doing
well.
great. You're doing
So
great.
thanks for everyone's grace.
Are there any no votes? With a vote of 34 ayes, 0 no, 0 absent, and 1 excused, SR 004 is adopted. Now co-sponsors, Senator Judah.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that today's roll call be added as co-sponsors.
Seeing no opposition, today's roll call will be added as co-sponsors. Signing of bills.
The President has signed House Joint Resolution 1006 and 1007.
As we move into announcements, briefly, members, I want to make sure that we get an opportunity to acknowledge another individual in our chamber. I'd like to acknowledge our Congressman, Assistant Democratic Leader Joe Neguse. Thank you so much for being here. Please welcome him to the chamber. No tie. Assistant Democratic Leader Joe Neguse. And jeans, gosh, what say you, members? 20? Okay, it's getting a little unruly in here. I would say Senator Exum has said $5, and we'll pay that for him. We'll pay that for him. All right, on to further announcements. Very good. Senator Winter.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would like to ask for a moment of personal privilege.
Granted.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President, for the moment of personal privilege. Members, I'm here to address you all as respected senators, friends, and loved ones. As you all know, I went through an ethics hearing around my behavior as a senator. First, I want to thank the work of the Ethics Committee. Those members that serve spend a lot of time, resources, and emotional capacity in order to serve. They served with integrity and came to the conclusion that I indeed violate our ethics code. I agree with their determination. As part of their recommendations, they highly encouraged me to address the Senate, and that's why I'm here today. I made unfortunate choices that caused harm to myself, my family, my friends, my caucus, the city of North Glen, the Senate, and my community. I apologize for the harm I have caused this institution and the people that serve in it. Also, I'm very sorry for not representing my community as my best self. I apologize for the harm I have caused. I love legislating. I love turning my constituents' hopes and dreams, concerns, and fears into legislation that solves problems. And I'm sorry this was an interruption to that work. I'm here to take full responsibility. I was not well in terms of mental health. I have for a long time dealt with childhood trauma of child abuse, sexual abuse, and then was diagnosed with a chronic disease, had a brain injury, and was diagnosed with anxiety. Like many of our constituents, then chose to self-medicate with alcohol instead of medical treatment. This doesn't change the committee's conclusion, but hopefully it helps you understand. The silver lining from the incident is I began treatment immediately. Thanks to our health insurance, thanks to Kaiser, and thanks to this body's investment in mental health, I've gotten the medical assistance I need. Recovery isn't easy or linear, but I'm making big strides. The most important thing that happened is because my diagnosis of a chronic disease and my brain injury, Kaiser gave me a palliative care therapist to give me the tools to appropriately deal with my trauma. It has been life-changing and has helped me so much in recovery. I am in treatment. I'm healthier than I've been in a long time. And thank you to all my healthcare providers. Additionally, numerous constituents and people within my social networks, including in this building, have reached out to me about how to access recovery. I've helped numerous people seek recovery, which is so very important. However, today, in living this publicly has brought so much shame, and we need to work together to reduce the shame. As my therapist says, shame can't live in darkness. Because of who I am and my public figure, I haven't been able to live in darkness, and mine has been living in sunlight. My hope is that all of you see me as a full person facing challenges, a person getting treatment, and that I inspire others to instead not feel shame, but get help. A special thanks to all of those that have supported me and will continue to support me through this process.
Thank you, Senator Winter. Members, will the Senate choir please assemble to wish a happy birthday to members with interim birthdays during the months of January, June, and November. Oh, no.
Happy birthday to you.
Come on, Lindsay, you're gonna sing? Come on, you gotta sing.
Capitol Choir, please assemble in the well.
Are we small but mighty?
Is this it? Usually a lot more people here.
Okay, ready?
We go? You
Here
ready?
we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Felton, Exum, Simpson, Michael Jeanette, Rich, and Snyder. May the good Lord bless you, shower blessings on you. May the good Lord bless you, all you folks in the middle of the chamber here. May the good Lord bless you.
Senator Sullivan.
Thank you, Mr. President. May I have a moment of personal privilege?
Granted.
Members, I went to my doctor this summer, and she recognized what I do here on a regular basis, and she encouraged me to quit. She said that this was not good for my health, but I know how much it means to the people in my community and the people that are impacted by this, that I need to continue to do this. And she then gave me a second medication, and I have then since been able to get together with EAP, and I'm on a regular therapy session with them. Today is the 654th Friday since my son Alex was murdered in the Aurora Theater massacre, along with 11 others, by a man who brought a firearm with a 100-round drum attached into that theater, with 2 other firearms and over 400 rounds of ammunition that were contained in high-capacity magazines, and opened fire. 3 individuals' injuries left them paralyzed and wheelchair-bound for the rest of their lives, and another has endured such pain from his injuries that he has had his leg removed to ease that pain. I carry that pain and loss with me every day, and it has impacted and affected everything within my life since. I will continue with my public affirmation of what this means to me, and will forever try to enact change and understanding for all those similarly impacted. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator Sullivan. Senator Gonzalez.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to, I have an announcement that the Mega Joint Committee is coming together today. Our joint health and joint judiciary committees will be convening 15 minutes upon adjournment in the Old State Library to receive a briefing about juvenile detention and juvenile competency to stand trial. I look forward to seeing you all then. Thank you.
Additional announcements? Senator Liston.
Thank you, Mr. President. Senator Marchman and I, we want to inform everybody that you have a flyer on your desk that on next Wednesday, February the 5th, will be the first meeting of the Nuclear Caucus. And we have a great program, a Lakewood-based company called Energy Fuels. Their chief executive officer will be there. Lunch will be provided. It will be in the State Services Building on the cafeteria level. All that we ask is that you let us know, because they're going to be ordering nice lunches. So if you're going to attend, or your aide is going to attend, please let Senator Marchman and I know, or I.
Senator Liston, do you mean the good senator from Loveland, or? It's
Good
been said
senator,
twice. I just want to.
The good senator from Loveland. Yes, I do.
Senator Marchman.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just want to put a finer point on this. We are going to be seeing bills coming through this body, this session, around nuclear energy. And so it's one of those things that we should probably inform ourselves. So I'm happy to have conversations, as is my colleague from El Paso County. But this would be a good place to hear from the experts. So thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank
Any
you, Mr.
additional
President.
announcements? Senator Bridges.
Thank you, Mr. President. Monday is Big Block of Cheese Day at the JBC. This is the one time a year that we invite all members of the public to come in and give testimony to the Joint Budget Committee. It is I call it Big Block of Cheese Day in honor of the big block of cheese that was once at the White House, where they did the same thing. I don't know that that is something they will be doing this year. But we would love and welcome anyone from the public, including members, if you want to come down and testify as well. You are members of the public. You're welcome to come and share your thoughts on the budget of Colorado. Notable testimony in years past included a very brave soul who came and said, "You are not paid enough. You need to increase your wage." Just for example, just one of the things that folks came and suggested to us on Big Block of Cheese Day. So tell your constituents, Monday, 1:30, they are welcome to come down, testify to the Joint Budget Committee. This year, we're cutting $1 billion, as you all know, and so if they have ideas, my cell phone number was in the post. They can call me, or they can come on Monday, 1:30 p.m. at the JBC. Thanks.
Very good. Additional announcements. Seeing none, Majority Leader Rodriguez.
Thank you, Mr. President. Announcement at 1 o'clock today, the Artificial Intelligence Task Force. The final meeting will be happening at 1 o'clock in the old Supreme Court. If you're really excited to talk about artificial intelligence, come down and listen. On that note, if you have not had a chance to look at the new furniture for members and aides, please go to room 337 to see the mock furniture. You can preview the new carpet as well as the paint that will be coming next year. Counting will be mailing W-2s to your home address today. On this Monday, February 3rd, weather permitting, we will recess before second reading to take a Senate member group photo on the steps of the Capitol. Please be here promptly at 10 a.m. so we can take the photo quickly and return to the chamber to finish floor work. Comb your hair, make sure everything's done, or not, whatever you want the photo to be enshrined in the building. Senator. And as a reminder, the deadline for your last two bills to be delivered to the front desk is 4:30 today. On that note, Mr. President, colleagues, you do not need to return. We'll probably be reading some bills across the desk, but I move that the Senate recess until 10:30 a.m. today.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The Senate will stand in recess until 10:30 a.m. today.